Hey there, guys. Thanks for joining us to 10 Weather Chat. Meteorologist Kwedi here, and I'm joined with Cassie, and she's going to chat with us on our forecast and how the trend is looking now that we finally got some beneficial rainfall coming into our area here in East Tennessee.
Yes, thank goodness for the rain. And it actually was a great rain that we had this morning. We're recording this Tuesday morning for those who are watching. And the rain came down a little bit heavy at first, but after that, it was just a good soaking rain. You could almost just hear the ground going, ah.
It's a sigh of relief.
A sigh of relief. And I actually just landscaped my backyard with some shrubs and some trees. So good news for them as well. No hose water needed this time.
So are you a green thumb girly, would you say?
I think I can keep stuff alive. So I guess it's okay. I wouldn't say that I'm not gifted in the garden department.
Okay.
By any means.
Okay.
But I can keep things alive.
Okay.
My biggest accomplishment is orchids.
Ooh, those are tough. So
They're
that's a high accomplishment.
They have not bloomed in 2 years, and all 4 of my orchids bloomed this year. So whatever I did seems to be working.
That sounds like a green thumb to me. I can't keep anything alive to save my life. I killed a succulent.
Killed a succulent?
I know. And
what'd you do to it?
I didn't water it enough to the bare minimum that they need water, because aren't they a part of the cactus family?
Yeah, they're like a desert plant.
Yes, so I'm like...
You really didn't water it.
Yeah, brown thumb to the max, okay? I can't keep anything alive. That's okay. It's okay.
Okay, well, maybe we'll try that again in the future for you.
Maybe one day. But
yes.
I reference that because I know with you, I guess, with some of your plant babies, you have more of a better idea, I think, than me in terms of how beneficial this rainfall is, especially with how dry things have been here in East Tennessee as of late.
Definitely, the plants needed it. Having lightning too, I think it adds nitrogen to the atmosphere, and so it always, the rainwater is so much better for the plants than hose water possibly could be, and I think it's going to help with our drought too. That's what I'm most excited about. Now, to be completely transparent, the drought monitor cuts off on Tuesday mornings. That's when they stop collecting the data for the week. So the rain that we had this morning should go into the drought monitor this week. I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make, because the drought monitor is not just based on rainfall totals. It's based on soil moisture to different depths and also vegetation moisture too. So it's going to take a little while. But the good news is just getting the rain in the ground is a start. And it's going to lower our fire danger. So we've had a lot of people ask, how much rain would it actually take to get out of this drought? And one of the things about drought is it took 5 months to get into it. It's not going to end overnight. And so I looked into some of the totals here. And in East Tennessee, to end the drought in 1 month, we would need 9 to 10 inches of rain. That'd be a little too much of a good thing.
Yes.
We would move into flooding. That's about 200% of average. Because we average about 4.5 to 5 inches of rain each month this time of year. So if we spread that out to a 3-month period, it becomes much more achievable. The total goes up a little bit. It goes to 16 to 17 inches, but over a 3-month period this time of year, that's still only 125% of average. So not really getting into the flooding. So I looked into the outlooks. The next 3 months, not super promising. Equal chances, May, June, and July for above or below average precip, so we'll have to watch. But what really caught my eye was looking further ahead into summer. June, July, and August above average precip down here in the southeast. You can see that green kind of over in the Carolinas on the right-hand side. Then as we go into July, August, and September, and even August, September, October, that would be amazing. If we could do that for that period during the summer season, that would be great, as long as it didn't come in the form of thunderstorms. And it would really help us coming into the drier fall season, too. So these outlooks just made my heart sing when I saw them. Yeah. Will they be correct? We'll have to see.
Yeah, so it remains to be seen, but at least lets us have an idea, at least, that there could be some hope on the horizon in the next several months going into summer and maybe even into early fall.
And also, let's talk ahead, because, we had the rain today. We're going to have a cold front come through tomorrow, and now we've got cooler temperatures. I know you like warm weather.
I like hot weather. Honestly, I can be very blunt about that. Yes, I love the 80s, but if I could have my way, we would be in the 90s. And
Holy smokes.
I know everyone in this room probably doesn't agree with me on that. I feel like you probably don't. I know William probably doesn't.
90s would be something.
Yeah.
We actually have tied for the most 80-degree days in the month of April. So I'm sure that made you happy.
My heart was singing. I was happy. I had my windows open. I didn't turn on my air conditioner. I was like, all the heat just flood into my home, flood into my apartment.
Holy smokes. I like it warm, but you take that to another level.
I do. And I own that. I know I'm abnormal. I know I'm always the odd one out when it comes to my preferences on how hot I like my home and how much I love the heat.
Oh my gosh. The rest of us this summer are going to be like, woo, my gosh. And you're just going to be like, this is it. This
We
is
made
what I
it.
love.
We're here.
Well, we've got a cool down coming. So you got to pull out your thick jackets then.
Yeah.
If we're going into this weekend, because we're going to have highs in the low 60s on Saturday, it looks like right now. Models have been trending downward on that. And that's going to be, so you've learned about the little winters of East Tennessee?
Yes, I have.
So everything's blooming like weeks to a month ahead of schedule right now. Our last cold snap should have been locust winter. Even then, that was early to be locust winter because the locust trees they're still blooming. I think both can be true. It could have been locust winter and blackberry winter because I have seen blackberry bushes blooming. But this weekend, because the blackberry bushes are still blooming, I guess we would call this weekend's little winter blackberry winter coming up. And I know some folks, speaking of plants, will be concerned we might have a chance for patchy frost. So that's an early heads up to people who do have sensitive plants, probably mostly upper East Tennessee and the high elevations, but we'll have to kind of see how that pattern goes. You'll want to watch it.
Yeah, with those morning lows, those pesky morning lows.
Yeah, getting down to the upper 30s in early May is a little uncommon, but that's why we call these the little winters, because it's known that we'll have cool spells, and we might get one more before the end of May, just based off of kind of climatology. We'll see. Hopefully it's not too cold. That one's called Britches Winter.
Okay, that'll be our last one.
That should be our last one until we move fully into your hot summer weather.
Okay, I'm waiting. I'm just waiting for my turn, my time to shine in that summer heat for sure. So I guess for folks at home who are, of course, like maybe a bit more plant friendly and want to take care of their plant babies and make sure that they're all safe and stuff for planting or whatnot, or if they're already planted, what can they do, I guess, in preparation for this upcoming cold snap and maybe one more that we may have in the mix coming in May?
Well, the good news is the one that would come further down the road in May, knock on wood, would not be a frost threat because our average last frost is actually April 14th. So to have a frost that late in May would be kind of uncommon, but not saying it can't happen. By then, I don't think you'll have to worry as much. This one that's coming this weekend, I don't think it's going to be a widespread problem, so I don't want folks to go ahead and panic now. But in some of the higher elevations or the typically frost-prone locations, upper East Tennessee, southeast Kentucky, if it can be moved inside, it would be good to take it inside. And if it's a sensitive plant that's just now starting to grow, you might want to just cover it up with a blanket or a light piece of plastic and then I guess weigh it down so it doesn't blow away if the wind gusts. Just even that extra little layer of protection, just enough to prevent that frost from forming on the leaves, can be enough to protect it. This isn't going to be a hard freeze, and most areas are not going to see this. We'll see if we're going to be on the threshold. Okay. So we'll watch it while we get closer.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. And kind of taking us out more from a hyper-local view and going more outward to maybe more of a bit of a national view on the forecast right now. I know across the United States there's been serious active weather, extreme weather, to be quite honest, across different portions of the country. We got the wildfires going on over in Florida and over in parts of Georgia. We had, of course, the severe thunderstorms that were going on over in Texas nearby the DFW area where, of course, they had tornado impacts, of course, as well. So what do you think in terms of the more national forecast, how things are looking right now?
I mean, we went from a little bit of a lull last week to just back full speed when it comes to the weather. So climatologically, it's favorable to have severe weather in the plains and kind of in the southeast this time of year. So not unusual, but just days after days after days. It's exhausting. Yeah. Not just for the meteorologists covering it, but for the viewers. I know there's just like storm fatigue when that happens. And that's the same kind of fatigue that's being felt in Florida and South Georgia with these just repeated fires. For us, we are not as impacted by those fires unless the winds come from the south and then it brings the smoke up to our region. But thankfully, we're okay right now, and today's rain is going to help reduce the fire risk. It's very high in western North Carolina in areas that were damaged by Hurricane Helene. So this rain that we got is good. The rain that we'll hopefully get Wednesday would be good. A little bit drier after that point, but again, anything helps. And the fires out west, they just need a good monsoon season. Going back to our long-range outlooks, it does look like they would have a favorable chance of maybe a good monsoon season kicking up. And I think it starts in about a month and a half in the desert Southwest. So that would be fantastic, especially if it can get up into Colorado. Yeah. Areas that missed out on snow this year. Yes. That would be a really good thing for their fire danger, too.
Yes, for sure. And, of course, that will be a major concern with them, especially with how dry things have been for them as of late as well. So lots going on, of course, not just for us locally here forecast-wise, but across the country with these active weather patterns as of late. So a lot of stuff to keep track of over the next week or so, for sure.
Yeah, it means we get to keep our jobs.
I think that's always going to be a guarantee. There's always going to be weather happening.
The weather is always happening. It's always doing something. And I mean, I love it personally. I don't love a good busy weather day, but I'm not going to lie. The first time I heard the thunder this morning, I got the biggest smile on my face because we just haven't had good thunderstorms, and these were not severe. So it was just like
it was a pleasant, nice, even maybe a rumble thunder too. Might woken me up out of my sleep this morning, but it was nice to hear. I was like, oh, it's a nice, calm-ish thunderstorm. Like, again, no severe factors related to it, nor concerns on that. No, but it was just like, okay, it's just a nice heavy rainfall, little rumbles of thunder, maybe flashes of lightning coming out my window or whatnot, you know?
I love it. Those are my favorite storms that come through is when you don't have to worry about a severe threat and you can just enjoy it for what it is. I know some folks have storm anxiety or are scared of that stuff. Don't be. Those type of situations, just like enjoy the sensations that come along with that. I just enjoy it so much.
I agree. And I know I've kind of a random question here before we wrap things up. Because like you kind of mentioned just a moment ago, your idea of like how you can have a nice calm weather day in terms of forecasting. I know for me, sometimes I feel like there are pros and cons to having a quote unquote boring weather day. I know sometimes the bane of my existence can be just dry or humid and just windy and just sunshine. Of course, it makes for an easy forecast day, but I'm like, okay, how many times can I say it's hot, it's humid, and it's windy? That was something that occurred for me a lot when I was forecasting down in Corpus Christi.
I bet it did.
I was just like, okay, every day the weather is unchanging for like the next week to 2 weeks. How do I make it sound interesting and different each and every day?
Yeah, and bring the viewers back.
Yes.
Because by then they're just so tuned out. Excuse me. And then when something is going to change, you're like, wait, come here. Look. I mean, I love a good sunny and 75 day. I love some low humidity. Wind is usually something I don't love. My husband jokes about it. Whenever we're hiking and the wind comes through, he's like, your whole demeanor just changes. You're like, ugh. I don't like it blowing my hair around. I don't like it making me cold. On a warm day, though, it is a nice little refreshing breeze. So I guess I'm Goldilocks. I just want it to be just right. But I get what you're saying. The sunny days, talking about it on TV, it gets old. So it's good to kind of mix it up when we have some rain moving through that's not a threat. It's just beneficial.
Yes, exactly. Well, thank you, Cassie, for joining me this morning so we can chit-chat about our weather conditions here in East Tennessee and how our outlook is looking maybe for like the next few months heading to the next 2 seasons, summer, of course, and fall, hopefully with our rain chances that will hopefully pan out to be pretty promising over the next several months. Of course, we'll just have to wait and see on that, but thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys for watching and see you guys next week.
One more thing before we go. I don't know if you know this, but
I know what we're doing.
We have a birthday here. Whose birthday is it? Please raise your hand.
This one.
There we go.
There you go.
Happy
Golden
birthday,
girl.
Julia.
Oh, thank you guys. At first I was so confused. I was like, we're not rapping? Like, what do we have to talk about?
Well, he's like, no, curveball time.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Julia.
Thank y'all.
And now you get to relax for a couple days.
Yes, I get to relax and enjoy maybe a cool weather pattern now going forward.
There you go.
Yeah, not too bad. No complaints. I can deal with 60s. 60s isn't that bad.
Okay.
We could be worse.
We could. And sorry, we're not giving you 90s for your birthday in April. We're going to have to wait for that just a little bit longer.
I'll wait my turn. It's okay. Thank you, guys. See y'all.